Hi, in this video we will discuss about applicability of GST on transfer of development rights by the landowners to the developers. It's a very widely asked question whether there will be any applicability of GST on that transaction. So basically for that we need to understand whether this transfer of right will amount to sale of land, and Schedule 3 of GST talks about goods and service tax, talks about activities which will be neither sale of supply of goods or services, and entry number 5 talks about sale of land. So we need to understand whether this transfer of right by the landowners to the developers to develop and sell units or the flats will amount to sale of land under GST. So for that, since sale of land is not defined specifically under GST, we need to go back and see any precedence ruling in this regard. And there is a ruling by Supreme Court in the case of 20th Century Finance Corporation Ltd, where it said that the common use of word transfer also denotes the passing of title in property or an interest thereon from one person to other person, and in that situation we with the intent of passing the rights irrecoverably. So basically it means that you are permanently passing the right of transfer and sell of any property. So from that perspective we would conclude that this transfer of right by the landowner to the developer would come under the ambit of the definition of sale of land under GST, and thus under Schedule 3 of the GST Act 2017, entry number 5, with respect to that, it will not be covered. Thus we can conclude that any sale proceeds received by the landowners from the developer with this regard will not have any GST. GST will not be levied on that. In this video, we have not discussed about any sales proceeds received by the developer from sale of units from buyers. That we have not discussed. We have only discussed about the sale proceeds which the landowners will receive from developers. And since let me just summarize, since this transfer of right, this permanent transfer of right of land, of developing the property and selling will amount to sale of land, and we have taken the rulings from Supreme Court, and also the sale of land rule. So in this perspective, this is what our view is, that there will be no GST on joint development agreements between the developer and the landowners, and there will be no GST on the sale proceeds which the landowners would receive from the developers. Thank you.